Good morning. So, we are going to discuss pilot paper of SL4 Strategic Management and Leadership paper today. First of all, we will look at how the paper structure consists. So, that will be our first task. After that, we will try to discuss the paper. So, if you go to the new syllabus structure given, in there page number 34, talk about the assessment methodology. As you are aware, this paper consists of three main questions. 100 marks are given for the students. If you look at about the paper compositions, there are two sections in the paper. Section 1 and the section 2. Section 1, if you look at about the section 1, I will read what syllabus include. Section 1, 50 marks, 2 questions of 25 mark each, complex scenarios requiring evaluations and solution based on synthesis. There are 25 mark questions. These two questions based on the scenario given. So, in other words, this will be a case study type questions. I can say a mini case study type questions. The section 2, that will be a new experience for the students. What section 2 say? 50 marks, common pre-scene provided prior to the exam to familiarize with particular business context, and at the exam unseen material provided to set the scene for assessment under each course unit. I will repeat it. So, section 2, how many marks are allocated? 50 marks. 50 marks are allocated. Common free scene provided. So, that will be a new experience for CA strategic level students. The free scene is provided, right? Common pre-scene provided prior to the exam. So it may be issued 1 month before the exam. Prior to the exam, to familiarize with particular business context. So, students should be familiar with a particular business context, and at exam unseen provided to set the scene for assessment. So, in the exam what will happen? There will be additional part given. So, unseen material that was not provided previously. So, new addition will be given for the same scenario. So, before the exam you will be given a free scene. So, within that a particular scenario will be explained. In the exam hall you will be given some additional information that extend the previous document given, previous pre-scene given. That context will be broadened, right. Set the scene, unseen material provided to set the scene for assessment under each course unit. Answer in need, a balancing of a number of angles and delivered in a professional manner. So, this will be the challenge for students. So, there are few challenges, right. So, what are the challenges you have to face under this? So, one of the challenge is to familiarize with this new context. This is a new scenario. It's a new scenario. Therefore, as a student, you want to familiarize with this. So, what you have to do is, right, you have to understand what are the different types of analysis you can do this. probably with your lecturer, right. So, lecturer may help you to do some further analysis. So, not only lecturer, I think from your point of view also you have to read this again and again. So, pre-scene should be read again and again at least 10 times, and you have to familiarize with the scenario given. Even you can do some analysis, right. So, if you feel this analysis can be done, so then you do by yourself and familiarize, but this is not an open book, you can't carry those material, but those analysis will help you to get a better understanding about the context also. If a question raised from what you have done at home, then it will be much easier for you to do more work with that, right. So, so those are the two main point I want to highlight. If I summarize, right. So what we have, what is given, right, in the this syllabus again. So paper consists of two part, part A, part B, or we can say section 1, section 2, section 1, section 2. Section 1 consists of two questions, each question carried 25 marks. Then part B include one questions, number of mark carries is 50 marks. Now here as I have explained, there are two parts. First part is unseen pre-seen material. Pre-seen material is the first part, then second part is unseen material. So, first part is pre-seen, second part is unseen. This pre-seen will be given before the exam, then within the exam hall what will happen that the context given in the pre-seen will be further extended by giving some additional informations. So, free-seen plus unseen. So, this will be broadened, then there will be some questions which cover 50 marks. So, in overall aspects there will be 3 case study questions, one detailed case study, then 2 mini scenario case studies. Now, this will be a little bit difficult compare with the previous paper we had with the BVC. Why I am saying this will be little bit difficult? So, examiner can have the freedom, right, he has the freedom to do whatever the analysis he can from the case scenario given. At the same time, he may try to cover most of the areas in the syllabus. So, therefore, you do not have freedom to skip the area and go. So, his syllabus is a little bit difficult, the content is heavy. So, you have to do your homework, otherwise you will struggle in the exam. I think it is clear about the paper compositions. Then before moving to discuss unseen, first of all we will discuss about the free scene given in the exam, pre-scene given in the exam. So, it will be given at least 1 month before the exam. So, you have to familiar with the free scenes. Shall I go through the free scenes? I hope you have the pre-scene material with you. So, you can download that one from C website. So, it is separately given. pre-seen material. So, one common pre-seen is given for all papers in the pilot paper. Shall I go through the pre-seen? So, look at the company name Pinnacle PLC, that is the company name. Firstly, we can identify an introductions about the Pinnacle PLC. So, we will go through the introductions. Pinnacle PLC is a large scale company with its headquarters located in Colombo. The company is made up of 3 divisions. Those 3 divisions are operated as separate strategic business unit of Pinnacle PLC. Right. If you look at about the introductions, it say Pinnacle PLC is a large scale company. The company name is Pinnacle PLC. Pinnacle PLC. It has 3 divisions. So, later we will try to identify more information on the 3 divisions. The first division's Wellborn has been in existence for 35 years and create powerful diesel engine for boats, trucks and commercial farming equipment. So, what is the name of the first division? Wellborn. So, this company has been doing business activities for last 35 years. So, they involved in making diesel engine for boats, trucks and commercial farming equipment. It is a highly product oriented divisions. It is a highly product oriented divisions operated under an experienced manager with an engineering background. It is a highly product oriented divisions. Since they make engines, so they are more related with the product oriented. So, which is headed by experienced manager. The entire product range of Wellborn is positioned as high quality products. Entire product range of Wellborn is positioned as high quality products which are offered at a premium price. So, if you look at about their strategy, so what is the strategy they have focused? They focused on the differentiation strategy according to Michael Porter. So, what they try to do is to offer high quality product to the marketplace. So, which are offered at a premium price, as most of the mechanical engineers and motor mechanical experts are recommending Wellborn product as premium quality. It has maintained a leadership position for the last 10 years in the domestic market. They are the leader in this particular product category. So, not now, for the last 10 years they have maintained their leadership. Wellborn has a separate HR unit and a divisional head is well experienced mechanical engineer. So, they have a HR unit and there is a divisional head is a well experienced mechanical engineer. The clearly defined job roles and responsibilities make it easier for employee to manage their personal and work lives very effectively. So, they have a clear defined roles and responsibilities. So, if I summarize, what is the name of the first division? Wellborn. So, they make engines, right, for boats, and other similar right items. So, if you look at about their strategy, they try to offer high quality engine. Then the second division, Solar Electro was recently acquired from a high-tech manufacturing firm. So, these are newly acquired divisions. So, what they do, right? They are high-tech manufacturing firm. Solar Electro produce state-of-the-art solar-powered engines. They also make engine, but so they make solar-powered engines. The solar powered engine market is relatively new. This is a new one, not a old one, and Pinnacle PLC's top management believe that the solar electro division will be extremely profitable in the future as the focus on global climate change continues, when as highly expected the central environmental authorities regulations make solar powered engine mandatory for public transportations. So, we all know that now whole world think about the environment protections, the green products is a buzzword these days. Many people talk on these green products. So, similar thing expected in relation to this engine also. What we can expect is there will be a good market in the future. So, in some countries what has happened is actually central environment authorities regulation make solar powered engine mandatory for public transportations. However, Solar Electro has not decided on the potential market and possibility to expand its space to the international market, but we have not still thought on this international market. Top management believe that with the emerging opportunities in the local as well as international market, the Solar Electro division will be able to achieve a powerful position in the market with a carefully designed strategic marketing approach. Further, they believe that this division should be given independence for the operation to achieve its potentials. Right. Second company name Solar Electro. Solar Electro. So, what they do, they manufacture solar engines. So, green concepts is applied by them on this. Then the third one, finally, the third division's machine tech engage in a wide variety of machine service and repair operations. This division also new to Pinnacle PLC is currently in its second year of operations. The second company, that Solar Electro, was acquired from a third party. Then the third division machine techs, so they engage in wide variety of machine service and repair operations, but this is a new operation, only 2 years past. Right. Third one, machine techs. Machine techs. So, what they do is they provide some machine related services. Pinnacle PLC's board of directors has recently considered selling the machine tech division in order to focus more on cooperations. So, recently they have made decisions. What decisions they have made? They have decided to sell this machine tech divisions in order to focus on more cooperations. Example, engine manufacturing. What is their main business actually? Engine manufacturing, no? So, traditionally they have doing that, right. but the second division also connected with that, no. So, solar engine manufacturing, no. But this third one, which is a little bit different from their core businesses here. So, what they do, they engage in a wide variety of machine service and repair operations. So, since this is not connected directly with their core business, at present they have taken a decision to dispose this particular division in order to focus more on their core operational activities. However, before any sales, the board has agreed to evaluate this year's operating result. Before making sales decisions, they are looking about the operational result. Excellent operating result may have the effect of keeping the division as a part of Pinnacle PLC for the next few years. If you are performing really well, so there is no requirement to sell off, so you can continue with this. The head of machine tech is committed to making it profitable. This division currently provides services for the existing client of Wellborn. So, they cover the same customer base they have. Pinnacle PLC is currently maintaining a central procurement division to purchase all new material for each SBU. Central procurement division to purchase all new material for each SBU. What is the meaning of that? That means, so one procurement divisions, from that particular division, they purchase the required raw material, then distribute among the 3 divisions. Through that, the top management intend to gain a competitive advantage in maintaining a long-term relationship with suppliers. A competitive advantage, top management want to maintain a competitive advantage by having good relation with its suppliers. The company is heavily relying on the importations of steel, aluminum and other components that are used to manufacture engine. Company is heavily relying on the importations of steel, aluminum and other components that are used to manufacture engine. The recent depreciation in exchange rate and increase in cost and import tariff have resulted in a significant cost increase for Pinnacle PLC. Look at that sentence carefully. The recent depreciation in exchange rate. So, we all know that rupee is not strengthening, it is weakening, no. In other words, the rupee is depreciated, no. So, that the recent depreciation in exchange rate, what will happen when rupee depreciate against the foreign currencies? So, in this business we are importing some material, then as a result of that exchange depreciation we have to pay higher amount than the previous times. So, the recent depreciation in exchange rate and increase in cost and import tariff have resulted in a significant cost increase. Not only that depreciation in exchange rate, so other cost element has also been increased, then there are some tariff, import tariffs have resulted in a significant cost increase for Pinnacle PLC. Pinnacle PLC imports steel from the USA. So, from where they import steel, they import it from the USA. USA steel prices are already almost 50% higher than those in Europe or China, and prices of aluminum and other components are seen as volatile. We may focus on the quality of the raw material we acquire. As a result of our quality consciousness, we may purchase from the USA, even though the price of USA market is 50% higher than the Europe and China markets. Prices of aluminum and other components are seen as volatile. Because of these factors, the finance director of Pinnacle PLC has decided to increase the prices of the engine. Since this price is changing, the Pinnacle director of Pinnacle PLC has decided to increase the price of the engine. As a result, the product of Pinnacle PLC are less competitive in the market, as the main competitor of Pinnacle PLC is offering the same range of engine at lower price. So, we are more quality conscious. So, our cost is high compared to our competitors. Now, we have taken a decision to increase the price to match this variation in the world market. But what has happened? There are some other competitors who offer similar engine to the marketplace. So, they have not changed the price and they offer the engine at a lower price. Is this a favorable situation for us? No, this is not a favorable situation for us. This is a disadvantageous situations. To ensure good price, quality and availability of raw material, Pinnacle PLC enter into a long-term agreement with their suppliers, sometimes up to 1 year, and promise a guaranteed price. So, to ensure good price, quality and availability of raw material, Pinnacle PLC enter into a long-term agreement with their suppliers to maintain the price, quality and the availability of raw material. So, what we have done is we have signed an agreement with the supply long-term agreements sometime up to 1 year and promise a guaranteed price. What is the purpose? So, by signing an agreement, we want to get the raw material at a fixed price for a future period. For example, in this scenario 1 year period. However, given that some of the prices vary based on the season, they have realized that their prices are not always competitive. Sometimes what can happen, the world mark actual price may be low, but our price may be high because we have already signed an agreement with them to buy the good at a fixed price. That may not be a probable options. When some of the raw material are cheap at competitors, the cost of company product become high and the company has revised their price policy accordingly. Competitors prices will be lower now because they may be in a position to get the raw material at a lower price, but company product cost will be high because we are purchasing the raw material at a higher fixed cost, and the company has to revise their pricing policy accordingly. Right. This condition is not good for the corporate image of Pinnacle PLC. This is not good for the company image. Pinnacle PLC does not use managed IT infrastructure such as a customer relationship management system and online marketing in their business model. They do not have IT infrastructure, they do not have CRM system and online marketing. As a result, potential customers rarely seek Pinnacle PLC for their requirement, but these future customers do not see any opportunity from this. Then Pinnacle PLC has a corporate HR division and all policy decisions are taken by the group head of HR. So, they have a corporate HR divisions, they take decisions. The separate HR unit of the divisions implement the decision informed by the corporate HR divisions. So, each division has separate unit, they implement the decision taken by the corporate HR divisions. However, Pinnacle PLC is facing difficulties in finding and retaining skilled and talented workers for their divisions. So, what has happened? Pinnacle PLC is facing difficulties in finding and retaining skilled and talented workers for their divisions. So, particularly for the solar electro divisions that can be expected. No, these are new divisions. People may not have the proper knowledge in the labor market on this solar technology, particularly for the solar electro division. Further, the technology and the process used at the well-burned division is slightly outdated compared to current development in production technologies. Further, the technology and processes used at the well-burned division is slightly outdated compared to current development in production technologies. Their technology is not up to date, they are using a outdated technology. There were a few industrial accidents at the machine tech division due to a lack of staff training and supervisions. What has happened? There were few industrial accidents because of the lack of staff training and supervision. This has also created many fault issues and errors in machine services and repair operation carried out by the machine tech divisions. The head of HR recently decided to recruit 10 recently passed out university graduate to management trainee positions and provide training on the tasks they have to perform and also improve their skills. Recently, they have taken decisions to recruit 10 passed out university graduate as management trainees. These graduates have done a 1 year internship only. They do not have the required experience, only 1 year internship training. Other skilled laborers are recruited on the personal recommendation of existing employees and selected by a face-to-face interviews. Other skilled laborers are recruited on the personal recommendation of existing employees and selected by a face-to-face interview. The following of the finance statement of Pinnacle PLC for the last 3 years. The financial informations are given. For strategic management paper, the importance of financial data will be minimum, right. We will see what are the data given. So, what about the gross profits? If you look at about the gross profit from 2017 to 2019, it has been increase or decrease. It has been decrease. Carefully look at 17, right, 42.698 million, or in other words 42 billions, 2018 42.331 right, billions, then millions, how many millions actually, I did a mistake, no, 2017 42,698 millions, 2018 42,031 millions, then 2019 41,453 millions. What has happened actually? Gross profit has declined, no? Yes. Then profit from operations 2017 5,457 million, 2018 it has been declined 4,197 million, but 2019 again it has been increased 4,275. Then we will look at about the profit for the year 2017 1,717, 2018 1,039, it has been declined, but 2018 it has again increased up to 4,610. So, what are the reasons for that? If you look at about 2019, there is a other income figure, 2,800 other income figure that has contributed to increase the profit in 2019, but we do not know the source of this other income. Then we can see statement of financial positions of Pinnacle PLC, in other balance sheets. So, what are the point we can look at in there? Non-current assets, we can't find significant increase throughout the period, but investment in Olanco PLC is increased in 2019. Then current assets, it has been increased up to 53,171. Then total assets has been increased up to 18,650. Then equity, then we can see long term debts, there are no significant increase. The total current liabilities has also been increased compared with the 2018 and 2017. Then some further information is given. Pinnacle PLC's investment in other entities on 1st of January 2018, Pinnacle PLC brought 100% of the voting share capital of a small limited on its incorporation for 1,600 million. Small limited is a transportation solution provider using a specially designed app. So, they have acquired a company on 1st of January 2018, small limited. On 31st December 2018, Pinnacle PLC acquired 25% of Teak PLC for 2020 million when TPS reserve was standing at 5,800 million. I think you can find that information in the balance sheets, no? Yes, Small Limited, you can find that. Then Teak Limited also. The fair value of TP identified assets and liabilities at that date was 7,200 million. Both Pinnacle PLC and Teak PLC are stock market listed entities. Teak PLC is providing a tech and IT support for the manufacturing businesses. The corporate plan of the company is prepared by the planning committee consisting of SBU head and corporate management. After preparing the corporate plan, SBU head prepares separate plan for their respective divisions. After preparing the corporate plan, SBU head prepares separate plan for their respective divisions. Pinnacle PLC is looking at investing in Gamma PLC, which has both foreign operation and transactions. Now, additional information is given on future investment plan PLC is having. So, they are planning to invest in Gamma PLC, which has both foreign operation and transaction. 60% of the raw material required for production within the group of companies are imported from China, India and Europe. For the three divisions, we need some raw material. Those are imported from China, India and Europe. As a percentage, 60% is imported from these countries. 50% of the production of Gamma PLC is exported to European countries and the USA as well. They export 50% of the production to European countries and the USA. Foreign stake in the equity of Gamma PLC amounted to 25%, and Gamma PLC has been maintaining good dividends record throughout history, and the last dividend paid was ₹5 for share. Around 10% of key manager portion of Gamma PLC is held by expatriates. Right, some more information on this Gamma company. So, foreigners earn 25%, then some of the foreign expatriates own 10%. The total equity of Gamma PLC of 31st December 2019 was 800 million, and the stated capital consists of 15 million shares. The market price of share as of 31st December 2019 was 60, company beta is 1.6 times, and the whole share price index has increased by 18% by the end of 2019. The average treasury bill rate during the year was 4%. Gamma PLC maintained a return on net operating assets of 24%. However, the board is concerned as to why the return on equity is marginally greater than RNOA. The average debts and financial assets of the company during the year amounted to 120 million and 20 million respectively. Total finance expenses and finance income for the year ended 31st December 2019 was 15 million and 3 million respectively. The corporate tax rate is 30%. Some more information is given on financial data. Imports of that data is very minimum from our point of view, that means strategic management point of view. Right. So, this is pre-scene given before the exam. So, what type of analysis you can do on this? So, first of all, you can analyze the data. For an example, what I have to do, what I have done at the beginning, I have identify the key information relevant to the company. You can analyze that. Then you can look at about some other analysis also. For an example, you can identify what type of possible strategies they apply in the marketplace. In our analysis in relation to Wellborn, we found they offer high quality inching for the market. So, that indicate they apply differentiation strategy. Not only that, so you can do some other analysis, even this financial analysis. You can see whether financially we are strong, what about the profit, what about the expenses, what about the balance sheet item, what about the working capital positions. You can do some analysis on those informations. Even some other strategic analysis also can be carried out. For an example, so what are the example on this? Internal environment analysis, external environment analysis. In this internal environment analysis, if the data is available, you can carry out value chain analysis, you can carry out resource and competency analysis. In relation to external environment analysis, if data is available, you can carry out 5 poses, pest analysis, then critical success factors, you can identify some CSF, you try to identify that one. So, try to do those analysis. Why you want to do those analysis? Then you will be very familiar with this context, because in the exam 50% will be allocated for this context along with the unseen provided in the exam hall. Right. With that, we will move to the exam paper of June. So, strategic management and leaderships. Now, look at the paper, strategic level, strategic management leadership. Pilot paper. So, look at the instruction to candidate. So, time allow, reading and planning 15 minutes, write in 3 hours. Reading and planning 15 minutes, then write in 3 hours. So, that means you have 3 hours and 15 minutes. Then total 100 marks, answer all questions. This paper consists of 2 sections, section 1, 2 questions, section 2, 1 questions, common free scene provided prior to the examination is in relation to these questions. Yes, already we have read that. Section 2, there is a 1 questions. That question is based on the common free scene given before the exam. We went through that particular free scene. Then answers should be in the English language in the answer booklet given to you. Begin each answer on a separate page in the answer booklet. Submit all workings, answers written on the answer booklet, draft papers and any other station distributed at the examination hall only are considered in marking of the answer scripts. Any other attached document are not taken into account at the time of marking the answer scripts. Section 1, unseen part. This has not been seen. This question number 1 and the 2 is a newly developed scenarios 1, then question number 2. Then part 2, pre-seen, part 2 is based on the pre-seen given. Now, here there will be an unseen part added, or in other words, pre-seen scenario will be extended by giving some additional informations. So, we have already read the pre-seen scenario. Now, before discussing the part 1 and 2, we look at about the part 2, the question related with the pre-seen scenario. Questions based on the common pre-seen provided prior to the examinations. It is clearly stated. Question number 3, we will look at about the additional scenario given here. A reputed consultancy firm carried out an island-wide survey to select the best manufacturing division to be recognized at the annual productivity award ceremony. Application for separate division of any type will come for manufacturing organized within an in-house HR divisions. Accordingly, the well-born division apply for the competitions. And now see, within the unseen information given, we identify there are 3 divisions under Pinnacle PLC: well-born, solar electro and machine tech. Now, this new information given, this unseen information given in the exam hall, starting from some information related to our first division, that is well-born divisions. A reputed consulting firm carried out an island-wide survey to select the best manufacturing division to be recognized at the annual productivity award ceremony. Application for separate division of any type will come for manufacturing organization within with an in-house HR divisions. Accordingly, the well-born division apply for the competitions. So, there is a consulting firm, they are carrying out a survey to select the best manufacturing divisions to award some annual productivity awards, right. So, well-born decided to apply for this, but it was not selected for the award due to less productivity than its potential. What has happened? They have not selected for the award due to less productivity than its potentials. The evaluation report highlighted that the decision making process of a well-born division is relatively slow. They have evaluated and they have identified some problem associated with well-born divisions. What are the problems? One problem is decision making process of the well-born division is relatively slow due to the prevailing organizational culture and the leadership style of the SBU head. There may be some red tape within the organizations, right. The culture may resist to make some of the decisions. Then at the same time, leadership style also not much flexible one. The report further specified that the authority for decision making is delegated to individual who have particular roles or position within the divisions. The report further specified that the authority for decision making is delegated to individuals who have particular roles or position within the divisions, while jobs and responsibilities are clearly defined. However, individuals are expected to comply with formal rules and procedures, and the authority structure is formalized into bureaucratic hierarchy. So, what type of information you can extract from this? Look at this. We have identified few points. The decision making process is not flexible. That is one of the problem we have found. A decision making process is not flexible. Then we have identified some other point also. Job and rules, job and responsibility are clearly defined. No, yes. Look at that point. Decision making is inflexible. Culture and leadership style is also not encouraging quick decision making. However, we have applied the decision making to the bottom level. In other words, decision making delegated to the individual who have particular role within production divisions. At the same time, there are clear defined responsibilities available. In other words, they have clear job descriptions. No, our individual are expected to comply with formal rules and procedures. They have very strict rule-based culture. You can't violate the formal rules available, rules and procedures. And the authority structure is formalized in a bureaucratic hierarchy. You know what is bureaucratic? Bureaucratic is an structure which carry out activities according to rules and regulations. They are not going to violate rules and regulations, similar to most of the government organizations. The report further highlighted that head of the well-born division pays high attention to the personal requirement of his staff and less attention to achieving the production target. Now, look at now some information are given on the leadership style. They are looking about the staff requirement, but giving less attention to the production target. If you remember the theory you have learned under the behavioral leadership styles, you have learned there are two aspects a leader can focus. One is on the task, other one is the employees. Here what they have done is they have focused more on the employee requirement, not on the task in hand. Even though employees should comply with the formal rules and procedures, he often gives excuses for absence and avoid the assigned responsibility based on personal ground. He is not much worried about leaves. People take leaves, right. The divisional head is attentive to staff need and has developed satisfied relationship. They have very good relationships. Yes, now the leadership style, they are more focused on the staff requirement. If you remember some other leadership styles you have learned, what are the other leadership style discussed relevant to this? Right, remind on those also. Examiner may try to test a question from that area. Later we will look at about the questions. Right, I just now analyzed the facts givens. Then the divisional head is attentive to staff need and has developed certified relationship. However, there is little attention paid to achieving result. That means not task oriented. No, it's clearly employee oriented leadership styles, or in other words, club to club leadership style. Accordingly, the report highlighted that even though employees of the division are happy with the job environment, they have not achieved the potential productivity level. Employees happy about the job environment, but they have not achieved the productivity level. Even though the division could not win the National Productivity Award, the recent market survey revealed that the well-born division has been maintaining market leadership position during the last 10 years due to the high quality and durability of their powerful diesel engine. They are the leader, no? How they have maintained their leaderships thanks to high quality and durability of their powerful diesel engine. The survey further revealed that most of the customers in this market are less price sensitive, they are not worried about the price. That means cost leadership study is not possible. Differentiation is the ideal strategy in this market segment, and are willing to pay high prices for the well-born diesel engine due to its low maintenance costs. On the other hand, the top management of Pinnacle PLC has taken a decision in the last board meeting to expand the capacity of the solar electro division by increasing the investment. So, they have taken a decision to expand the activities of solar electro divisions, starting with a strategic alliance with a reputed solar electro powered engine manufacturer in Germany. They have decided to make an alliance with a solar electro power engine manufacturer in Germany. The German partner is seeking to capture the emerging market opportunity of the Asian region through the new strategic partnership, and Pinnacle PLC is expecting to get the technology for their manufacturing process. They can get the technology from this German partner. Further, it is expected to reduce the operational cost of manufacturing solar powered engine, as it seems to be above the industry standard. They want to reduce the operational cost. right, and does not seem to provide a competitive advantage. Why? They want to reduce this operational cost. Their cost is higher than the industry standard. That does not provide the competitive advantage. Furthermore, the solar electro division is expecting to discontinue the services of third party sports manufacturing process. This may reduce the cost of operational process over competitors. At the moment they get some service from third parties, they expected to stop that. This may reduce the cost of the operation process over competitors. As a result of new arrangement, recently a new head was recruited to the solar electro divisions. He is an industry veteran who has over 30 years of experience in the automobile industry. You get new head, he is having some good experience in the industry for more than 30 years. He has always been very popular in the industry, appearing regularly in many industrial national magazines. Now, examiner is trying to talk about this new head. He is trying to introduce about this person. He is having a good reputation in the industry. So, he also has a reputation for being workaholic. He is more focused on the work, no, not on the people. In his first speech as the SBU head, he spent most of the time explaining his experience and how he turned around companies in the past. This guy is talking about himself much. There are some guys. So, from that you can get some idea about his leadership style also. Examiner may try to test some of the leadership style you have learned, right. His message appear as if he wanted the employee to follow his mode of operation and direction if they are to be successful. He give the direction others to follow. He may not listen employees. He is paying less attention to the social needs of his employees and fully emphasize on achieving the given target as indicators of performance evaluations, given less attention to employees' needs. As the machine tech divisions currently provide the service for the existing client of Wellborn. Now, do not make confuse. Now, the case gives some further information on these three divisions. Look at the first para that talk about the first division we have on that Wellborn. Then second divisions talk about our solar electro divisions. Now, if you look at the leadership style, talk about the first division leadership style is more employee friendly. Then second division leadership style, the newly appointed guy is not employee friendly, is more task oriented leadership style guy. Now, what examiner is going to do is going to provide further information on the third one, machine text. Look at the way the examiner has organized the paper. It is very logical. Look at the para. As the machine tech division currently provides the service for the existing client of Wellborn, that was given in the free scene also. No? The marketing team does not have a more challenging job as they have a prevailing customer base as well as direct demand created by Wellborn product users. You have already developed customer base, then they can easily sell the products. However, the person head of SBU strongly believe that the division has unlimited potential to provide services to the client of other heavy machine manufacturers. However, the person head of SBU strongly believe that the division has unlimited potential to provide services to the client of other heavy machine manufacturers. They believe you can go out from your existing customer base and can expand the business activities. Further, this division has the potential to expand its services to the solar electro division in the future. For this purpose, the SBU head is planning to develop an effective marketing mix to meet the potential client in the respective market. Examiner may test the marketing mix variable also in the paper. Look at this hint given. So, already we can identify some of the point he is trying to check or test in the exam. Recently, now the last para is given, no. Now first 3 para, look at first 3 para you right, allocate first 3 paras are allocated to give further information, no. It give information on well-born, the solar electron machine text. Then the last para, now we look at the last para. Recently Pinnacle PLC decided to recruit a new manager for handling the supply chain of raw material for all 3 divisions to reduce the inefficiencies of the procurement process of the company. So they recruit a new manager for handling supply chain of raw material for all 3 divisions, or the objective of doing that to reduce the inefficiencies of the procurement process of the company. The new supply chain manager strongly believe that a properly implemented E Procurement system can connect companies and their business processes directly with suppliers and manage all interaction between them. Therefore, he proposed to implement an E Procurement system to the entire organization to overcome the procurement issues of the company. So, what is the belief this new guy is having? He believed that a properly implemented E Procurement system, exam may try to test the E Procurement also from you, right. He is now stating about the E Procurement that was learned under the supply chain management. E Procurement system can connect companies and their business processes directly with suppliers and manage all interaction between them. Therefore, he proposed to implement an E Procurement system to the entire organization to overcome the procurement issues of the company. Further, at the year-end progress review, it was observed that most targets were not achieved due to a lack of integration among the subsystem of the organization. That is some of the additional information they have found. In progress review, they found that most of the targets were not achieved due to the lack of integration among the subsystem of the organization. Therefore, the BOD has decided to evaluate the key strategies proposed in the plan before implementations and to closely monitor the implementation process to integrate the different subsystems into a common directions. Therefore, BOD has decided to evaluate the key strategies proposed in the plan before implementation and to closely monitor the implementation process to integrate the different subsystems into common directions. Right. Now, we have completed our discussion on pre-seen and the unseen part. Now, you have a clear understanding about the total scenario of the case. Now, what is our next task? To look at about the question tested in the paper, right. You know how many marks can be allocated for this, right. How many marks? At the beginning we have identified 50 marks. 50 marks will be allocated on this, right. So, how many parts are tested in the paper? There are 7 parts tested in the exam. So, not an easy task, no, 7 parts, right. We look at about 7 parts quickly and then we will discuss each one. Recommend an appropriate strategy for well-born division to compete in the market based on the 3 generic strategies proposed by Michael Ford, giving valid reasons. That was found at the beginning even, no, right. Later we will come up and discuss. That tests your knowledge on strategy formulations. Chapter 6, chapter number 6. Then part 2, contrast the 2 cultures of the well-born and solar electro division of the company based on Handy's classification of organizational culture. That is based on chapter 13, further aspect of human resource management or peoples and value creations. He is asking you to compare the two cultures of Wellborn and Solar Electro division of the company based on Handy's classification of organizational culture. Third one, analyze how the 4-action framework recommended by Kim and Mahbubani can be used in developing the proposed Blue Ocean strategy in the Solar Electro division. And again, that is based on the strategy formulation, chapter number 6, Blue Ocean strategy. Right. Part 4, convince the management on the importance of implement and E Procurement. We identify, no. While I was reading the question, I say that E Procurement has stated, the next exam may test a question from that. So, he is asking you to write the importance of implementing an E Procurement system. You have to write about the advantage of E Procurement, that is tested based on the supply chain management. Chapter number 9, no, yes. Then 5, design the extended marketing mix that the machine tech division can use to promote its new services to the client of other heavy machine manufacturers. That is based on marketing part. 4 fees, that is marketing, chapter number 10. Then 3 additional fees that was discussed in the chapter number 11, per the aspects in marketing and value creations. Then number 6, criticize the leadership style of SBU head of Wellborn and Solar Electro divisions. Wellborn, if you remember, he was very friendly. Solar Electro, he was not friendly, he is task oriented. No, he is asking you to criticize that style, right? And recommended an appropriate leadership style for both SBU head based on Blake and Mountain managerial grids. How many style you learn in there? 5 style were discussed. He is asking about the existing one and recommended a good strategy for them. Then part 7, advise the top management of Pinnacle PLC on how it can apply McKinsey's 7S model to monitor the implementation process to integrate the different subsystem into a common directions. He is asking you to discuss about the McKinsey 7S model also. That was discussed under strategy evaluations on the chapter number 7. No, yes, chapter number 7 we cover this. Right. Now we will look at about each one. At the first question, recommend an appropriate strategy for Wellborn division to compete in the market based on the 3 generic strategies proposed by Michael Porter, giving valid reasons. How many marks are allocated for this? 8 marks. In the exam, approximately you can take how many minutes on this? Approximately you can take how many minutes you have? 3 hours, that means 180 minutes. Then additionally you have 15 minutes for reading, no? Then approximately you can take 12 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes you can take on here. Then so what are the things you have to include in your answer here? He is asking you to recommend an appropriate strategy for Wellborn division to compete in the market based on 3 generic strategies proposed by Michael Porter. So obviously you know that the strategy is differentiation. We have identified that one even from the free scene information given, right? Free scene information given, but just writing that one is not enough. No, you have to prove your answer. Recommend. So you should have carefully look at about the meaning of the action verb given, right? Recommend is the action verb given. So you have to prove your answer. In the real exam scenario, examiner will give a action verb right meaning also, right? Recommend. So what will be the approach? You can, are you going to directly say this is differentiations? Is that enough? So often students do such mistakes. This accountant more prefer to do calculations. No, they are reluctant to write. So I can say lazy to write. So, but paper like strategic management and leadership, you have to write it. So, what is the best approach? First of all, talk about the three theories, because he is asking about three generic strategies now proposed by the Michael Porter. Right? Talk about the three generic strategies, then right, tell why differentiation strategy is more appropriate for them. Looking at the answer, we look at about the theory part also. After that, we will look at about the answer. So, I try to identify relevant theory part in relation to this final paper discussions. So, I am in question number 3. Now, if you remember the strategy formulations, we try to discuss strategy formulation at the level of the SBU. In there, we concern mainly with the decision about product and markets. You remember, Porter suggested 3 strategies. What are the 3 strategies suggested by the Porter? Cost leadership, differentiation and the focus strategies. Examiner tests your knowledge on this area. Within the focus strategy, actually we identify 2 additional strategies. So, first of all, we look at about the meaning of each strategy. What is the first strategy? Cost leaderships. In there, what is the objective? You want to become the lowest cost producer in the industry as a whole. So, when you are the lowest cost producer, what you can do in the market? When you have the lowest cost structure, you have the opportunity to offer the good at the lowest price to the marketplace. So, that is what is expected by applying the cost leadership strategy. By producing the good at the lowest cost, you are expecting to offer the good at the lowest price to the marketplace. Then the second strategy is differentiations. Differentiation strategy. In there, what we are trying to do, we are trying to make a unique product to the marketplace, or in other words, we try to make our product different from the available product in the marketplace. Then focus strategy, this focus strategy is based on our market selections. Under the focus strategy, we are not going to cover the total market, instead we are going to cover a part of the market, or in other words, we are going to cover a niche of the market, small portion of the market or niche will be covered under the focus. Within this selected marketplace, we can apply either cost leadership or differentiation. If you are trying to focus on the cost aspect, that strategy is called cost focus strategy. If you are going to focus on the uniqueness of the products, that is called differentiation focus strategy. If I draw this to you, in relation to the market, we have 2 options. One is to cover broad market, other one is to cover segment of the market, or in other words, the narrow market segment, you can focus on two things. One is cost, other one is uniqueness of the products, uniqueness. If you try to produce a good at the lowest cost and cover the broad market, that is called cost leadership strategy, cost leadership strategy. If you try to offer a unique market in the broad, if you are trying to offer a unique product to the broad market, that is called differentiation strategy. If you are trying to offer low cost product to the narrow market segment, that is called cost focus strategy. If you are trying to offer a unique product to the narrow market segment, that is called differentiation focus, strategy, right. So, now how we are going to develop your answer on this. So, we will think how to develop the answer. So, first of all, talk about the theory part, then analyze each strategy, whether this can be applied to well-born division or not. So, we will look at about the answer also. Now, look at how examiner has developed his answer. Now, first of all, examiner talk about the theory part. Porter suggested that there are three generic strategies to achieve a competitive advantage, and to be successful, a company must choose only one of these strategies. Porter suggested that there are three generic strategies to achieve a competitive advantage, and to be successful, a company must choose only one of these strategies. Now, he is talking about the three strategies. Look at what he talk on this. First, he talk about the cost leaderships. Cost leadership, these strategies seek to achieve the position of the lowest cost producer in the industry as a whole. India, you are trying to become the lowest cost producer in the industry. Then differentiation, this assume that a competitive advantage can be gained through the particular characteristic of a firm, product or processes. Now, you try to offer a unique product to the marketplace, through that you are trying to get the competitive advantage. Then the focus strategy, with the focus strategy, a company focused on being a cost leader or achieving differentiation in a particular target segment or market niche. Now, he talked about the theory part. Then the next thing, now next one is the analysis theory. Now, you go to the application side. So, think to use the same approach, talk about the theory, then you go to the application side. Then according to given scenario, we can recommend the well-born division to follow a differentiation strategy, as it expected to improve the quality of the product and differentiate it from others. Yes, at the beginning it has been clearly stated they focused on the quality of the products. Therefore, so what they can recommend, so we can recommend the well-born division to follow a differentiation strategy, as it expect to improve the quality of the product and differentiate from others. At the same time, it can build its brand image and enhance customer perception by using heavy marketing campaign. So, what they can do? They can build their brand image and enhance customer perception by using heavy marketing campaign. Since the entire product range of Wellborn is positioned as high quality, which are offered at a premium price, and most of the mechanical engineers and motor mechanic experts are recommending Wellborn product as premium quality. And division can maintain its position as a quality leader without following cost leadership strategies. Right? Look at the examiner answer. He is recommending you to apply the differentiation strategy. It is not a difficult one, no. So, at the beginning we found these informations. When we did the analysis before identify the questions, no, we identify that they use the differentiation strategy in the marketplace. Look at additional information given on the bracket, recommending the differentiations based on the quality with a brief explanation of 3 strategies and valid justification recommend. That strategy carries 8 marks. You have to talk about the 3 strategies. That is one of the mistakes students do. What they do is not talking about the theory, they know but not writing, but you are losing marks. So, what they prefer is directly tell about the answer. That is not sufficient. Please tell about the theory part also. It is clear for you. Then we look at about the part B also. So, what is the part 2 of the questions? Part 2, contrast the 2 cultures of the Wellborn and Solar Electro division of the company based on Handy's classification of organizational culture. Contrast the 2 cultures of the Wellborn and Solar Electro division of the company based on Handy's classification of organizational culture. Now, if you remember the theory part, this is tested based on the culture topic. You learn the culture topic under what main topic? You learn this one on the further aspects in human resource management or further aspects in people and edu creation. In there you learn about the organizational culture. You learn what is organizational culture, you learn about the different element of the organizational culture. So, one of the theory you discuss was the Handy's classification of organizational culture. Wellborn, what about the Wellborn? So, some information were given regarding the culture of the Wellborn. Shall we look at about some of the information given? First para was allocated to talk about the Wellborn under this unseen part. So, what are the point given? So, if you remember, look at some of the information in the first para. This Wellborn was not selected for the award due to less productive than its potential. The evaluation report highlighted that the decision making process of Wellborn division is relatively slow due to the prevailing organizational culture. That gives some informations. Decision making is very slow because of the prevailing organizational culture and leadership style of the SBU head. The report further specified that the authority for decision making delegated to individual. Decision making is delegated who have particular role or position with the organization, while jobs and responsibilities are clearly defined. These are the information that connect with this particular questions, right. Then however, individuals are expected to comply with formal rules and procedures, and the authority structure is formalized into bureaucratic hierarchy. Right. Shall we look at about the theory part also relevant with this Handy's classifications. So, look at the theory part, Handy's classification of organizational culture. So, Handy talk about 4 cultures. So, what are the 4 cultures Handy talk? Power culture, role culture, task culture and person culture. Now, look at the power culture. What is power culture? Power is concentrated at the center of the organizations and is held by one individual or a small group of senior managers. Power is concentrated at the center of the organization and is held by one individual or a small group of senior managers. Power is not delegated, no. Power is vested with one person or few individuals. There are few formal rules for the organization and very little bureaucracy. There are no enough rules and regulations and very little bureaucracy, like a small family owned business. In their one or two person maybe at the top handle all the affairs in the organization, right. That is power culture. What is role culture? Role culture, that is the second one. Role culture, authority for decision making is delegated to individual. Now here what has happened? Authority for decision making is delegated to individual. That means authority is not vested with the top management, they have delegated that one to the lower level. Now see, some of the information given here is familiar to you, no? When we read the questions in relation to this well-born division, this type of information were given, no? Look at the next point also. Job and responsibility are clearly defined. There are formal rules and procedures. If you go to the question informations again, look at the information examiner has given, right. So, it was not selected for the award due to less productivity than its potential. The evaluation report highlighted that the decision making process of well-born division is relatively slow due to the prevailing organizational culture and leadership style of SBU head. The report further specified that the authority for decision making is delegated to individuals who have particular role or position within the divisions, while jobs and responsibilities are clearly defined. Look at how individuals are expected to comply with formal rules and procedures. See, these information match with that second culture of the handy. It is clear now for you, examiner is testing the role culture, right. What is the third one? Task culture. Project teams are formed to solve particular problem. Power and authority of individual come from their expertise and knowledge and their ability to perform particular tasks for the project team. Here project teams are formed to solve a particular problem. Then power and authority come from the individual's expertise and the knowledge. Then person culture, that is the fourth one. Individual believe themselves to be superior to the organizations. Look at that one. If you go to the questions again, now well-born, now we have information. What about the solar electro divisions? Look at information given to the solar electro divisions. The second para was allocated for that purpose, no? Now we have a new head for the organizations. Recently, look at this information. Recently, new head was recruited to the solar electro division. He is an industry veteran who has over 30 years of experience in the automobile industry. He has always been very popular in the industry, appearing regularly in many industrial national magazines. He also has a reputation for being a workaholic. In his first job at the SBU head, he spent most of the time explaining his experience and how he turned around companies in the past. His message appeared as if he wanted the employee to follow his mode of operation and direction if they are to be successful. He is paying less attention to the social need of his employee and fully emphasized on achieving the given target as indicators of the performance evaluation. If you look at the theory part relevant to this, it seems that examiner is trying to test the person culture. Individuals believe themselves to be superior to the organization. The organization exists to serve their interests. Another example of a person culture is the personal retinue that serve an important individual such as movie star. The second part, right, is cover regarding the question requirement. So, we will look at about the examiner's answer also relevant to this, whether we are correct or wrong. So, in examiner's answer, there are 3 paras. How examiner has allocated these 3 paras? First para has been allocated to talk about the theory part of this Charles Handy culture, about the 4 different types of organizational culture. Then para number 2 has been allocated to talk about culture exit at the well-born divisions. The para number 3 has been allocated to talk on the culture exit at the solar electro divisions. Look at the first para given. Charles Handy, a write on management theory, suggested that there are 4 broad types of organizational culture. These are power culture, role culture, task culture and person culture. According to given detail, the following comparison can be done in the well-born and solar electro division of the company. Talk about the 4 cultures. Then the second para, now we are trying to analyze the culture exit at well-born divisions. The culture at well-born division seem to be a role culture. Is that correct, our informations? Was that one we have identified? Yes, no, we identify the role culture. So, our analysis is correct. The culture at well-born division seem to be a role culture. In a role culture, the authority of decision making is delegated to the individual who have particular role or position within the organization. Job and responsibilities are clearly defined. Now, he is talking about the theory. The individuals are expected to comply with the former rules and procedures. If you look at about theory part C, authority for decision making is delegated to individual jobs and responsibilities are clearly defined. There are formal rules and procedures. He extracts the theory part and stated. The individual are expected to comply with the formal rules and procedures. The availability of HR policy demonstrate this. Very easy. Right. Now, the third para is allocated to talk about the culture exit at the solar electro division. However, with the arrival of the new head of the solar electro division, the culture seemed to be moving toward a person culture where the head of SBU believe that he is superior to the organizations. True, no? Right. So, he is superior to the organizations. If you look at the theory part, look at this under the person culture. Another example of a person culture is the person retinue that serve an important individual such as a movie star. So, at the beginning it say individual believe them to be superior to the organization, superior to the organization. This is related with the person culture. However, with the arrival of the new head of the solar electro division, the culture seemed to be moving toward a person culture where the head of SBU believe that he is superior to the organization. He believe that his expertise will drive the company and ignore the others in the organizations. His celebrity-like character also show that he might use the company to serve his own interest. Look at this additional information given. Contrast cultures of 2 division with identification of relevant cultural types of Handy's model carries 7 marks. Contrast cultures of 2 division with identification of relevant cultural type of Handy's model carries 7 marks. So, with that we can conclude the part 2, then we can move to the part 3. Part 3, analyze how the 4 action framework recommended by Kim and Mahogany can be used in developing the proposed blue ocean strategy in the solar electro divisions. Analyze how the 4 action framework recommended by Kim and Mahogany can be used in developing the proposed blue ocean strategy in the solar electro division. This is tested from your knowledge on strategy formulations. What is the theory? Exam is trying to test here the blue ocean strategy. Actually, part 1 was also tested from the study formulation. In there, exam test your knowledge on Fortis generic strategies, but part 3 he tests your knowledge on the blue ocean strategy. Do you remember what you have learned related to the blue oceans? So, on the blue oceans, what was the main consideration area? We try to find new markets, no? We try to offer new product to the marketplace. So, first of all, we look at about the theory part relating to this. So, blue ocean or red ocean strategies, you remember what is blue oceans? In there, we try to find innovative ways of creating value for the organization and its customers by finding undiscovered industries or markets. Here what we try to do, we try to find innovative ways of creating value for the organization. We try to offer something new to the customers. What is the opposite strategy? Red ocean strategy. In there, we try to compete in the known and existing marketplace, but in blue ocean we try to create a new marketplace. Then examiner tests the question from how are blue ocean strategies developed. So, we found 4 ways of creating blue ocean strategies. What are the 4 ways of creating blue ocean strategies? Reduce, create, raise and eliminate. If there are certain things which are more than given, which are given more than expected, that should be reduced, right. If there are certain things which are not given, but it is required, then you have to create that one, right. There are certain things we offer, but the level we offer is not sufficient. In that scenario, you have to raise that one, that means increase that one. Then there are certain things which are given by us, but not required to be given, that should be eliminated, right. There are 4 strategies: reduce, create, raise and eliminate, right. So, this is the theory part. Now, we look at about the questions also. Now, what is the requirement here? Analyze how the 4 action framework recommended by Kim and Mahogany can be used in developing the proposed blue ocean strategy in the solar electro divisions. Do you agree with that? Look at solar electro divisions. Are they trying to use blue ocean strategy? Yes. So, look at the information given in the question related to this. The top management of Pinnacle PLC has taken a decision in the last board meeting to expand the capacity of the solar electro division by increasing the investment, starting with the strategic alliances with a reputed solar electro powered engine manufacturer in Germany. See, the German partner is seeking to capture the emerging market opportunity of the Asian region through the new strategic partnership with Pinnacle PLC. New strategic partnership and Pinnacle PLC expecting to get the technology for their manufacturing process. Further, it is expected to reduce the operational cost of manufacturing solar power engine. That is one thing they are trying to do. They try to reduce the cost, operational cost, and it seems to be above the industry standard, that is high, does not seem to provide a competitive advantage. That is one area you can focus here, reduce the operational cost. Furthermore, the solar electric division is spent to discontinue the service of third parties for its manufacturing process. That is eliminate part, no. See this, furthermore, the solar electric division is expected to discontinue the service of the third party for its manufacturing process. This may reduce the cost of the operation process over competitors. Right. So, we look at about the answer given also. Kim and Mahogany recommend a 4-action framework for identifying an approach to developing blue ocean strategies and reducing rely on red ocean strategies. Reduce. Which factors should be reduced below the industry standard? Which factors yield little or no competitive advantage? That is the theory part. Now he is talking about this. The solar electric division can reduce the operational cost of producing solar powered engine as it seems to be above the industry standard and does not seem to provide a competitive advantage. Now look at that one. The solar electric division can reduce the operational cost of producing solar power engine as seem to be above the industry standard and does not seem to provide a competitive advantage. Exact from the given scenario that was given. I read that one earlier, no, right? Clearly see this. See, further it is expected to reduce the operational cost of manufacturing solar powered engine as it seems to be above the industry standard and does not seem to provide a competitive advantage. Then create, which factor should be created? The ones that the industry has not offered, before look for value. Innovations. Solar powered engine for vehicles and other regular use could be an innovation created by the solar electric division which the industry does not offer at the moment. They can think the new things, no. Since there is great awareness about environment protection and low cost among the general public, now this can be seen as a value innovations. This is a new one, no one has offer, that is create, no. Then raise. Which factor should be raised above the industry standard to create a value on factors that will provide a more competitive advantage? That is theory part, right. If you go to theory, you can see this one. See, which factor should be raised above the industry standard, put greater value on the factors that will provide more competitive advantage. What the examiner has done is he has stated the theory part first. Then look at these applications. The solar electric division can increase spending on research and development and provide new product continuously to the market, creating the brand image of an innovative company. The new strategic alliance may help to improve the innovation above the industry average. So they can spend more on research and development, and they can create more on the brand image, and the strategic alliance will help them to improve the innovations above the industry standard. Eliminate, that also earlier we identified that one. The theory part first, which factors taken for granted should be eliminated before they add little or no value. The solar electric division can perhaps eliminate the non-value added service in the production process and use a third party service provider to get the service. This may reduce the cost of the operation process over competitors. That was there, no. We found that one when we read the information. Furthermore, the solar electric division is expected to discontinue the service of third parties for its manufacturing process. This may reduce the cost of the operation process over competitors. So with that we can complete the discussion of the part 3, then part 4. What is part 4? Convince the management on the importance of implementing an E Procurement system for Pinnacle PLC. Now, if you look at about the part 4, is there any application you have to extract from the given scenario? No, only thing you have to extract is they are going to implement the E Procurement system, but in part 4 examiner want to test the theory part as it is asking you to convince the management on the importance of implementing an E Procurement system for Pinnacle PLC. So, in there, so what is the actual requirement? You want to write about the advantage of E Procurements. Part 1, 2, 3 in the application was there, so you have to theory plus the application, but here you have to directly extract the theory and write it. These are very easy questions. So, we look at about theory part first. So, we discuss about the e-procurement under this supply chain management. Look at the definition of the e-procurement. E-procurement is a general term for the purchase of supplies and services through the internet and other information and networking systems such as electronic data interchange. It is typically operated through a secure website where orders are placed electronically. That is the theory part, no? Then your questions based on benefit of e-procurement. What are the benefit of e-procurement? Cost reductions, reduce inventory levels, control, wider choice of suppliers, quicker ordering, intangible benefits, benefit to suppliers. Cost reductions, how can you get a cost reductions? Through process efficiencies, reduction in the actual cost of goods and services, and reduce purchasing agent overhead, then reduce inventory levels. So, you can frequently order and therefore, you do not want to keep much inventories. You can have better control on part inventories, then you have more choices of suppliers, then you can make quick ordering, so online you can make the order, then there are some intangible benefit. Staffs are able to concentrate on their prime function and there is financial transparency and accountability. Then benefit to suppliers, reduction in ordering and processing cost, reduce paperwork, improve cash flows and reduce cost of credit control. Internet you can't purchase on credit, you have to pay by using your credit card or your debit card, right. That is very easy one, not a difficult one. So, we look at our suggested answer also. What examiner has done, I guess define what is e-procurement as usual, then he is talk about the advantage directly. See, he is talking about the advantage. This is very easy, no, compared to the other three parts. So, cost reduction, reduce inventory levels, control, wider choice of suppliers, quicker ordering. Examiner say convincing management of the importance of e-procurement by using at least 4 valid points bring 6 marks. If you can show at least 4 valid points, so then you can get 6 marks. Right. Then we look at about the part 5 of the questions. Look at the part 5 of the questions. Design the extended marketing mix that the machine tech division can use to promote its new services to the client of other heavy machine manufacturers. Design the extended marketing mix that the machine tech division can use to promote its new services to the client of other heavy machine manufacturers. This tests your knowledge on marketing and further aspects in marketing. Under marketing, we discussed about the marketing mix variable, 4 fees. Then on the further aspect in marketing, we discussed about 3 additional fees. What are 3 additional fees? If you remember, processes, then physical evidences, then people. No, the 4 fees: product, price, place, and the promotion. These 7 P's are covered in the questions. 7 marks. What about these applications? The little application. Now, again, what you have to do is you have to talk about the theory part here, because there were not much information given related to the application sites. So, you can talk about the product, price, place and the promotion variable. Additionally, you can talk about the people, physical evidence and the process. So, we look at about the answer also. According to given scenario, the machine tech division currently provides the services for existing client of Wellborn. However, the division has unlimited potential to provide services to the client of other heavy machine manufacturer by designing an attractive marketing mix. As the extended marketing mix is relevant to the situation, the following aspects of 7 P's are more applicable. Right, 7 P's is applicable for them. Products. The machine tech division should know what exactly to offer to new segment with the following improvement for the purpose of increase in sales. So, what they have to do? They have to offer different type of products, design different type of services needed for heavy machine users, decide the distinguished service features that the division can provide with value to client, decide on action to maintain service quality to meet customer expectation, etc. And price. The machine techs division should make the following decisions on the price element for improving the performance of new services, the prices of different services, special discount for large client, payment terms and conditions, special offers in off-peak seasons. Right. Those are some of the decisions you have to take, no? The price for different service, you have to charge different prices. They have to take a decisions what is the method they are going to use. For example, cost plus pricing, based on the cost the margin may be added. Then for large client they may think about giving some more discount. The payment terms and conditions, for example, there may be some large client like government and private sector organization, they may not pay cash instantaneously. So, you have to give a credit period for them, for example, say 1 month credit period. So, if 1 month is exceeded, what are the conditions, maybe like penalty payment. The special offers in off-peak season, there may be some period which are not encouraged to purchase by the customers, right. Off-peak seasons, you have to give some offers for them. Then place. So, what is place actually? So, theory part, place. Place is where customers are able to buy the products, no, right. Yes, place is where customers are able to buy the product. Channels of distribution could include retail outlet, online purchase with delivery to customer home, vending machines and so on. Right. So, the machine tech division should make the following decisions on the place element for the improvements, improving the performance of new services, location of the new service center. You can think we are going to have our service center, location, mobile service for heavy machine users. You may have mobile service when they ask you, you may go with your mobile vehicles, provide a hotline to call for immediate repairs. Then promotion variable, the machine tech division should make the following decision on the promotion element for improving the performance of new services, design new promotional campaign. You can come up with a new promotional campaign. Then develop an effective sales team for personal selling, especially for large client you may use this personal selling. Introducing special discount loyalty program, designing new PR program, that is public relation program, to enhance the credibility of the machine tech divisions. Then people, machine tech division management can take the following action to improve performance through people: recruit experienced operations staff to provide technical services, training and motivating existing employees, introducing an attractive reward scheme based on customer feedback. Definitely, first of all you have to get well experienced employee to provide the service, then you have to train these people, then you have to offer a attractive reward system for people to retain these guys with the organization. This process, machine tech division management can take the following action to improve performance through processing: introducing an internal system to attend the client requests without delay, introducing an online system to track client problem and settle payments. They can introduce online system, track custom problems and the settle payment. At the same time, they can have a good internal system to attend the client requests without delay. The physical evidence, machine tech divisions management can take the following action to improve performance through physical evidence. So establish a new division in attractive office premises, design front office more attractively, design a workshop providing extra facility to client, design a mobile repairing vehicle with full equipments. So cover theory part in relation to physical evidence also. Look at the note given by the examiner. Students can suggest any accessible suggestion for designing the marketing mix of the machine tech division with reasonable assumption in the given scope. 7 marks are given for the accessible answer, providing the clear idea to design the service marketing mix. Right. Then part 6. Criticize the leadership style of SBU head of Wellborn and Solar Electro divisions and recommend an appropriate leadership style for both SBU head based on Blake and Morton's managerial grids. Now, examiner test your knowledge on Blake and Morton managerial grids, where we have learned that one under the leaderships, under what theory? Under the behavioral theories. We discuss on Blake and Morton managerial grids. If you remember the theory part, we discuss about trade theories, behavioral theories, then situational contingency approaches. This question is based on behavioral theories. If you remember the facts relevant to the case, Wellborn and Solar Electro, they have given some information about the leadership style also. Look at the information given on leadership style. Wellborn, what are the information they have given on the leaderships? Look at the report further highlighted that the head of the Wellborn division pays high attention to the personal requirement of his staff and less attention on achieving the production targets. Even though employees should comply with the former rules and procedures, he often gives excuses for absence and avoid the assigned responsibility based on personal ground. The divisional head is attentive to staff need and has developed satisfying relationship. However, there is little attention paid to achieving result. More employee-oriented leadership style. Task orientation is completely ignored. Right? Little attention is given actually, not focusing on the task given. They are only focused on the employee requirement, employee-oriented. But you have to think about the matching one with the Blake and Morton managerial grids here. Right? So later we will look at about theory part. Then what is the other division he is testing? This Solar Electro. What about leadership style? Solar Electro. Some of the information given: as a result of new arrangement, recently a new head was recruited to the solar electro divisions. Is an industry veteran who has over 30 years of experience in the automobile industry. He has always been very popular in the industry, appearing regularly in many industrial national magazines. He also has a reputation for being a workaholic. In his first speech as SBU head, he spent most of the time explaining his experience, and now he turned around companies in the past. His message appears as if he wanted the employee to follow his mode of operation and direction if they are to be successful. Look at that one. His message appears as if he wanted the employee to follow his mode of operation and direction if they are to be successful. He is paying less attention to the social need of his employee and fully emphasized on achieving the given target as indicators of performance evaluation. Task oriented, not employee oriented. So, information are clearly given, right. So, we will look at about the theory part related with this. So, how many leadership style we have identified under the Blake and Morton managerial grids? 5. Based on 2 criteria. What are the 2 criteria? Based on 2 criteria, what are the 2 criteria? One is concern for people, other one is concern for productions. So, in the concern for people, we identify 2 consideration level, low concern, other one is high concern. Within that, we identify 9 scales. 1 mean the lowest consideration level, 9 mean the highest consideration level. In relation to the concern for production, also we identify 2 criteria, low consideration and the high considerations. Within that, we identify 9 scales. 1 is the low consideration level, lowest consideration level, 9 is the highest consideration level. Combining this, we identify 5 leadership styles: improvise, country club, middle road, team and task. Empowerish. What is empowerish? That means 1 low attention for concern for people, low attention for concern for productions. Can we use this one for our answer? No. Right. Country club, highest attention level on the people, but lowest attention level on the task. The middle road, we are in between 2, right. Then team, that is the best one, you are given full attention on the productions and full attention on the people. Then task, in their full attention on the task, but lowest attention on the people. If you look at about the case information given, the first one, first company, we found this guy, the leader is giving more attention on the employee need, but ignoring the result. That means he is using what type of leadership style? Country club leadership style. The second one, we look at the second company, second division actually, the solar electro. He is paying less attention to the social need of his employees and fully emphasize on achieving the given target as indications of performance evaluations. That means they are he applying task oriented leadership style. In this one, what is the one? Task, no? Task oriented leadership style. Both are bad, no? What is the best one? Team leadership style. So, surely in the answer examiner may be talking on these 3 points. We will look at about the examiner's answer also. Now, he is talking about the theory part first. So, no one leadership style is best for all situation, but it is useful to understand what your natural approach is so that you can develop skill that you may be missing. It is unwise to neglect either task or people, but equally a compromise between 2 approaches will likely result in only average team performance, because you neither meet people need nor inspire excellent performance. The Blake Mountain managerial grid is a popular framework for thinking about the leaders, task versus people orientation. The grid is based on 2 behavioral dimensions: concern for people. This is the degree to which a leader consider team members' need, interests and areas of personal development and when deciding how to best to accomplish a task. In concern for production, this is the degree to which a leader emphasizes concrete objective organization efficiency and high productivity when deciding how best to accomplish a task. Now, the analysis part. The head of the well-born division is paying high attention to the personal requirement of his staff and give less attention to achieving for production target. So, in his leadership style, he pay more attention to people and less attention to tasks. His leadership skill come under Country Club, account break, mountain, managerial grid. We found that same point when we are discussing the question itself. The Country Club or accommodating style of a manager is most concerned about his team members' need and feeling. He assumed that as long as the team members are happy and secure, they will work hard. What tend to be the result is a work environment that is very relaxed and fun, but we are productive of suffer because there is a lack of direction and control. Look at the next para. Examiner may be talking about solar electro division style. Yes. On the other hand, the head of the solar electro division pay less attention to social need of his employee and fully emphasize on achieving even target as the indication of performance evaluations. That was clearly there, no? See here, he is paying little attention on the social need of the employees and fully emphasis on the achieving the given target as indicator of performance evaluations. He extracted that one, right? Therefore, he seemed to be more concerned about the task than people. People in this category believe that their team members are simply a mean to an end. The team needs are always secondary to productivity. This approach can drive impressive production result at first, but low team morale and motivation will ultimately affect people's performance. So, what is the third requirement actually? We look at about the questions. I will look at about the questions again. See, this criticize the leadership style of PU head of well-born and solar electro division and recommend an appropriate leadership style. Now, we talk about the existing one of this well-born and solar electro. Now, we are going to recommended one, that is because this the two approach use is not suitable. So, what is the best approach according to theory part? Should be the team, no? Team is the best approach. We will look at that. Third para should be allocated on this. As both approaches have a lot of drawback, it is not recommended for the organization. According to the managerial grid, the recommended approach to both division is team management, where high work accomplishment through leading committed people who identify themselves with the aim of the organizations. Criticizing both leadership style based on the managerial grid carries 6 marks and recommending the team management as an appropriate style carries 2 marks. Right, 3 for the first 2 para, then 2 marks for the last one. Right, then we will look at about the last part of the question number 3. Advise the top management of Pinnacle PLC on how it can apply McKinsey's 7S model to monitor the implementation process to integrate the different subsystem into a common directions. So, now is testing your knowledge on McKinsey's 7S. We discussed McKinsey's 7S under the evaluation of strategies. Right, if you remember McKinsey's 7S model, so there are 7 elements which start from the S letter. Right. So, he is asking you to apply this McKinsey 7S model to monitor the implementation process to integrate the different subsystem into a common directions. So, we will look at about theory part first. So, we identify 7 elements under the McKinsey's one. So, if you remember, McKinsey's model was used to identify the main element of an organization. So, we identify 2 main factors, hard and the soft factors. Hard factors are easily visible or in other words tangible nature, and they can be easily identified and defined, but soft factors are intangible in nature and difficult to identify and define it. So, according to McKinsey, there are 3 hard factors: structure, strategy and system. Then there are 4 soft factors: staff, skill, style and the shared values. What are the 3 hard factors? The first one is structure. What is structure? Structure is the organized structure. You know what is organized structure? The division of tasks in the organization and the hierarchy of authority, responsibility and decision making. The strategy. Strategy is the way in which the organization plan to outperform its competitors, so how it tended to achieve its objective. For example, like cost leadership, differentiations. Systems. Systems are the procedures and processes for getting things done. They include operation systems, IT system, accounting system, HR system and so on. Soft factors. There are 4: staff, skill, style, shared values. Staff mean the people in the organization. Skill mean these are the things that the organization does well. Style include ways of working and attitudes and style of management, especially the senior management. Shared values, this is similar to paradigm of an organization culture. Shared values are the guiding beliefs of people in the organization about why it succeeds, the culture of the organization. Examiner tests your knowledge on this. So, advise the top management of Pinnacle PLC on how it can apply McKinsey's 7S model to monitor the implementation process to integrate the different subsystem into a common directions. So, we will look at about the examiner's answer also. The 7S model can be used by the top management of Pinnacle PLC to integrate the subsystem in the implementation process by considering whether all 7 elements in the model would be suitably designed and consistent, or whether there is anything in any part of the element that would threaten the successful implementation of the strategy by Pinnacle PLC. The 7 elements should be considered in strategy implemented in the following ways. Strategy. What is the strategy? According to the given scenario, the strategy is to manufacture and sell the product of 3 divisions to achieve the desired target. Therefore, other element of the model should support implementing the strategies. So, you can further discuss for example, in relation to the first division, well-born divisions, what the strategy apply. Differentiation, no? You can mention they try to offer high quality product. The second divisions, they try to apply blue ocean strategy, where they try to offer something new to the marketplace. Then structure is the structure consists with the proposed strategy. Since the company adapted to SBU structure, current decisions making structure and information sharing method would be appropriate with strategy implementation. System. What control would be applied to ensure that the strategy is implemented successfully? Since the system that support the manufacture and sales of product offered by all 3 divisions have to be developed. Here we can talk about some of the control system they can have to successfully implement the strategy selected by them. The staff might have to be recruited and not exist staff be trained on how to produce and market product offered by all 3 divisions. If staff is not enough, it has mentioned clearly, in one point that they are trying to take 10 management trainees, right? You have to recruit them. If the existing staff does not have some skill, you have to train them. Skill, new competences and skill need to be developed to handle operation involving all 3 divisions. If new competences and skill need to be developed to handle the operation involving the whole 3 divisions. For example, solar, they need to have new skill that should be developed. Style, the management style and leadership style might be adequate to the strategy implementation of Pinnacle PLC. Current style we discuss in the first divisions is more employee friendly. Then second divisions task oriented style. The shared value is the strategy consistent with the values of the mission and values of the organizations. Since some senior managers and employee do not consider this an important strategy, there could be a resistance. As a result, change in attitude might be needed. Any inconsistency or weaknesses regarding the above methods should be identified. Therefore, Pinnacle PLC should make sure that all 7 elements are in alignment for the strategy to be implemented successfully. Provide sufficient information about 7S to advise the management of Pinnacle PLC with the appropriate guideline, bring 8 marks. So, you can provide more information on this. I think that is not difficult one. So, with that we can complete the question number 3, that is based on unseen part plus pre-seen part. 50 mark were covered from